Welcome to the Living Habitually platform. We refer to this segment as bonus points. As a manager, performance coach, and advisor for professional athletes, and also as an entrepreneur, I understand firsthand the significance of scoring points on the court, on the field, and in the workplace. But we believe that the most consequential points that you're going to score are the points you score in life. You see, it's the points you score in life that improve your performance in the workplace, on the court, and on the field. You do that through the accumulation and implementation of practices and principles that move you forward on the continuum of life towards wholeness, in peace, and without sabotaging your well-being. Let us help you build frameworks that will allow you to, 1, discover your distinctive design, 2, develop yourself for destiny, 3, demonstrate your mastery. When you do this, you will dominate in the marketplace. It's not our desire to inspire you to live a life you hate, but to equip you to build the life you love. Enjoy. Okay, so the issue that we're going to deal with today is this issue of stagnation. Oftentimes I hear people say, Coach, I want to move forward in life. I want to change. I want to transform. I want to improve my body. I want to improve my mind. I want to improve professionally. I want to improve relationally. I'm not able to find a partner. I can't, my relationships keep going down the same road. I'm stuck. I want to improve financially. And they feel like time is passing them by, but they're stuck in the same place. What essentially that is that stagnation. I think it's important to realize that early on in anything, there are certain things that are necessary in order for you to move forward. You look at small businesses. Most small businesses fail within the first 2 years of business. You look at startups. The rate of success is very, very low in the startup industry, right? Most startups are going to fail. Anybody in venture will tell you that the majority of startups fail. I think even if you look in the sports world, we look across the NBA and the NFL, and the average career is 3 to 4 years. So we see that early on, you're susceptible specifically to stagnation, not moving forward, or you're susceptible to quote unquote failure or moving backward, right? So I think that there are certain prerequisites in order to be able to move forward. One of the things that I want to address specifically up front is that life happens on a continuum. So because life happens on a continuum, life necessitates that we're moving in some direction. We're either moving forward or we're moving backwards. So let's look at this continuum of life. So there's forward movement, there's backward movement. Wherever we are in life, let's just say we're here along this continuum. If we're not continuing to move forward, then we feel like we're stuck. That's where stagnation comes. If we feel like we're moving backwards, that's decay, that's perishing. That's just, there's a million different words for that. Decomposition. There's a million words for moving backwards, but essentially you're moving backwards in life. The thing that we need to discuss additionally is that there's time. The purpose of time is for us to continue to move forward. The purpose of time is for us to fulfill or materialize an idea. The purpose of time is for us to become perfected into the person that's able to move forward towards purpose. So if time is moving and we're not, there's an issue there, right? And that's where stagnation happens. Interestingly enough, we're talking about movement here. So in a discussion about movement, we have to talk about certain laws, certain principles. I think that the law of entropy is one of the first thing that comes to mind. It's also known as nature's tax. It says that anything left to itself is always going to veer towards decay or decomposition or perishing, right? So if I have something on this continuum of life and I leave it to itself and I do nothing, it's always going to veer towards going backwards. It's always going to move backwards in life. So in order for me to ensure that I'm moving forwards in life, I have to have an implementation or application of something. In this case, the thing that I believe that we all have to implement and we all have to apply specifically in a young or immature or very early state is order, right? I think the beginning of an order starts with awareness, right? When I become aware of where I'm going in life, where I'm going in life is based off of who I am, who I was created to be, what I was created to do. And we call that purpose, which is the idea that necessitated our creation. When we become aware of our purpose, then that's the thing that allows us to move forward. But we can't just be aware of our purpose. We have to implement order specifically as well. So let's look at what it means to have order in your life. The etymology of that word order means to move. Right? So how am I moving? What are my habits? What are the things that I'm doing? Well, the word order means to speak. What are my words? What are the words in my head? What are the words coming out of my mouth? What am I thinking about? What am I speaking about? And I got ahead of myself. But order also means to think. So how am I moving? How am I speaking? How am I thinking? How I think dictates how I speak, dictates how I move. Order also means to cultivate. Specifically, etymologically, it means to dig, right? Am I digging deep? Am I looking internally? Am I properly assessing where I am in life? It also means to separate. Are there things that are keeping me from moving, from seeing, from thinking, from speaking the right ways? So I have to do some digging. I have to dig deep, and it might require me to separate myself from some things. To cultivate also means to put in a medium or an environment for growth. So I have to look at my environment, and I have to make sure that it's an environment that's cultivating my growth and development. On the other side of the etymology of the word order, it means sequence. It means to arrange. It means to prioritize. So when I become aware of the idea that necessitated my creation, and I begin to cultivate an environment that materializes that idea, and I begin to think in a way that will materialize that idea, and when my speaking is in alignment with my thinking, and then my moving and my doing is in alignment with the environment that I've cultivated, the way that I think, the way that I speak, and then I begin to sequence, arrange, and prioritize the various areas of my life. I call them my 7 buckets. I think we all have 7 buckets and 7 things that we have to be very intentional about organizing and prioritizing. When I do that, then let's go back to this continuum of life. Over time, I am able to move forward and not backward. I'm able to, let's call it, cease this season of stagnation and ensure that slowly but surely I'm moving along this continuum of life.